why you couldn't give your kids the elite education they deserved, why that multi-million dollar business stayed a someday idea, you'll realize that if you had just one more life, you wouldn't waste a single heartbeat. You'd beg for 2 minutes just to play catch with your son, to walk your daughter down the aisle, to apologize to your mom, or to be the pillar your father needs instead of watching him lean on a cane. You had 24 hours a day, you had decades, and yet you traded them for nothing. The truth about the hustle. Think about the habits that killed your time. Your mom would try to wake you up, but you'd hide under the covers until 8 a.m., claiming you were studying late. In reality, you were doom scrolling, editing photos for likes, and chasing temporary situationships. When your parents called, you were too busy. You leave a missed call at 2 a.m. just to play the part of the busy, hardworking child the next morning. Be honest with yourself. While your parents were aging, your hands were glued to a smartphone screen instead of supporting them. Those lost hours in the morning, they add up to years of a life you never actually lived. You could have built a legacy, traveled the world with your family, or become the smartest person in the room. Your second chance starts now. Here is the good news. You aren't dead. You are still here, breathing, and capable of saying, "Thank God." Your clock hasn't run out. Your parents are still waiting to see you win. Your heart is still waiting for you to keep the promises you made to yourself. The people who called you a tryhard or a fake people will stand by until the very last log of your funeral pyre turns to ash. Once that final spark dies out, your brother, your son, and your best friends will turn their backs on the crematorium and head home. They'll say their goodbyes and they'll keep moving. For a few days, you'll be the lead character in their conversations. They'll talk about how good you were or how you've gone too soon. But the world is a whirlpool, and eventually, the ripples you left will flatten out. They won't wait for you to come back. They know the grave doesn't have a revolving door. Your story ends there. Looking down, you'll realize how much time you spent chasing people who only valued you for what you could do for them. You'll watch the world keep spinning without missing a beat, and you'll feel the weight of regret. You'll want to scream, to ask them questions, to explain yourself, but your voice will be a ghost, unable to bridge the gap. You will ache for one more shot at life because, in death, the true meaning of living finally becomes crystal clear. The tragedy of wasted potential. You'll see exactly where you neglected your soul while getting lost in the noise. You'll finally have the answers to the whys. Why that dream car stayed in the showroom. Why that dream house was never built. When you started working, we'll be the ones left in the dust when your story becomes a legend. The call to action. Tomorrow morning, the alarm is going to go off. If you wake up, that's proof you're still in the game. But if you wake up before the alarm, kill the ringer, and get to work, that is the first step toward greatness. Sleep 12 hours, you're living half a life. Sleep 8 hours, a third of your life is gone. The greats, they find a way to win on 4 or 5. You can't turn back the clock to make yourself younger, but you can expand your living time by taking control of the hours you have left. Don't wait for the funeral pyre to realize you were meant for more. Get up and go get it.